Hi, friends. Welcome back to Pastor Kevin and friends. I am so glad that you joined us for this very special day. Do you know what today is? It's Resurrection Sunday. It's the day we celebrate that Jesus came out of the grave. And I want to tell you about that story. You remember the story? You remember Friday of last week is what we celebrate as Good Friday. And how could Jesus be dying being good? Well, the good news is that Jesus came back to life. But on the day that Jesus was crucified, they took him down off of the cross. Let's say that this dollar was Jesus, okay? Because he's very valuable, right? And we're going to put him in the grave clothes like they did. They wrapped him up, which is the way they handled somebody after they had passed away. But Jesus was a little bit different, and the way we do it now is totally different from back then. But Jesus died, and a man by the name of Joseph of Arimathea asked if he could take the body down, and he took Jesus and he put Jesus in a tomb that was belonging for Joseph of Arimathea. But Joseph of Arimathea knew Jesus was going to only need it for the weekend, but he put his body in the tomb. And then the government was afraid that Jesus would be stolen, that his body would be stolen. And they wanted to make sure that that couldn't be done. So they sealed the tomb. How did they seal it? They used a very large stone. Some say that that stone could have weighed 2 to 4 tons or 4,000 pounds, weighed a whole bunch. But Jesus was sealed, get my envelope to work here, inside of that tomb, sealed solid. And not only were they afraid somebody would break in and steal his body, and they weren't sure about what Jesus said that he would come back to life. So they put several guards outside of the tomb. They just wanted to make sure nothing at all could happen to what they did to Jesus. They wanted to make sure that he was dead, just like they planned. Let me put this in here. We're just trying to seal this up because just like the Romans and all, they wanted to make sure they had Jesus done for. They didn't want any chance of him getting out of the grave. But on this day, this Sunday, what we celebrate is he is not in the tomb. He is not there. He has risen just like he said. He did not stay in the tomb. He arose again. And when the people went to look for him, the soldiers had been fallen as if they were asleep or they were dead. They weren't. They were just knocked out. They didn't keep Jesus in the tomb. The stone was rolled away so that the people could come in and see that the tomb was empty. The seal had been broken and there was nothing there holding him. The tomb was empty. The grave clothes, well, they were folded, and there was nothing inside of that grave because Jesus had risen just as he said. He defeated death and the grave and rose again. Why? So that you and I, if we will ask him to forgive us of all of our sins, he is faithful and just and will forgive us of all unrighteousness. And then we can ask him to come into our life and be our forever friend, and we can live for him. And one day we get to be with him in heaven because there is nothing that can separate us from the love of God. Not the soldiers, not the tomb, none of that can separate us from the love that Jesus has for each and every one of us. Hey, I can't wait to see you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.